Hi all, I thought we'd have a look at some Daleks this time. Now there'll be a few videos on them. I plan to cover all the Daleks in my collection. I think I have all of them. I think maybe one or two I am missing. But we shall start off. Start off with this chappie here in the front. Looks rather basic, you might think. That is the Dalek from the very first Dalek story. The Daleks, or some people refer to it as the Dead Planet. This is from 1963-64, mostly 64, but all we've seen in 63 was the plunger. It doesn't have the traditional slats that appeared later in the 60s. But there you can see, it is quite a nice Dalek. I would say 99% accurate. The dome does swivel nicely, as they all do. Eye pivots up and down. However, which I always think is a bit of a disappointment, but I suppose it's how it's made, is that the Dalek's eye stalk can't point right down as it's looking at the floor, because the arm and gun can do exactly that. Now, this came out in 2008. It was part of a Dalek collector set, the first Dalek collector set, which contained this Dalek, the Supreme Dalek from Planet of the Daleks, and a Genesis Dalek. I'll come on to them later on. Then, as you might see, three others here. These are all from the same story, Dalek Invasion of Earth. Now, I'm just going to take this chappie out there so we can get a better view. So if you have a look at these, and maybe wondering what's wrong with the one on the right, or what's the difference. Right, I'll start with this chappie. Out you come. This was part of, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, San Diego Comic Con exclusive in 2009. It was a twin pack, came with a black and white Dalek and a black and white First Doctor figure. It's a nice addition to have. It kind of, you might think it's not very black and white, the hemispheres, but if you actually look on the screen, it does look like that colour. And there we go. Now, there's one problem with this one. I don't know if you can see it very well. Yeah, as you can see, its slats are not very aligned. Now, I tried, and a friend tried to align them. Usually you could just take off the dome, and these three are separate pieces, but unfortunately this does not match up. Am I too bothered? Not really. It does notice it when you look at it close up on the side, but it's not a terrible problem. It's not like it's broken or anything. Okay, and then we go on to this one. This is the same version, but in colour. The Supreme Commander from the Dalek Invasion of Earth. That is the TV version, of course, not the movie version. Then we have this one, the alternating colours, and there's a story behind that. When the production was on the way, they were painting one of the Daleks to look like this chap here, but when it went into filming, rather, it wasn't quite ready, so hence why you have the alternate colours. And that one was this was, of course, 64, the story, and that one was in the second Dalek collector's set that came out in 2009. Actually, I like that one. I like the colours on that one. And of course, it's got a dish on the back. This was to help them move freely on the Earth, because in their first story they could only move on metallic floors. They picked up the electricity from the floors, and that's how they got their movement. And then we shall come on to this chappie here. Now this is just your standard Dalek, again from Dalek Invasion of Earth. Nice detail. I like the detail on the eye stalk, which is nice and accurate. Again, up and down. This one is, you see that, is a little stiff, and that's it. and that is them lot. And that one, sorry, I should have said, that came out in 2012. It is a part of a talking Dalek range. Now, I've no batteries for it. The batteries are run out, but you press a hemisphere on the side. I shall turn it around, see if I can show you which one it was. Yeah, so it was that one. I would press that button and it would talk. Now, I shall come to a talking Dalek in just a moment. So I'm just going to remove some of these Daleks. I'm not going to stop the video and put in some new ones for you. So now you see them. No, you don't. We'll be getting into the more traditional looking Daleks. So I'm just going to start removing these. It is easier to do that. Also providing my cat Millie lets me, because she's hovering nearby looking for food and treats, but there's nothing new from her. Right, let's get these ready in using the back of my diorama. Right, first up we have one. Let's see who's next. And this one. And then we have another one. And another one. Yep, still all the 60s, folks. And one more to complete the set. What I'm going to show you. Right, this bunch. Where do they come from and what stories? Right, I'm going to start with this one here. This is the Chase Dalek, or Chase Guard Dalek. Now, a little bit of a history about this one. In the story The Chase, the BBC were lent some Daleks from the actual movie, The Dalek Invasion of Earth. But it came with the big base, as you had seen earlier. And just to remind you, I just pop this one back here, as you can see. It has the big base on it. Movie Daleks also had big lights on the top, but the TV series ones didn't. So, of course, they couldn't have that with the big lights or the big base rather. So they've just removed it, and I think it's in episode 6 of The Chase. You see it on the Mechanist Jungle, just in the background, and also you see it, I think, not sure, episode 5 or 4, I can't remember, sorry, to be exact. It is also appears on the Dalek ship, again without its base. So all character did was to release this one as if it was a standard Dalek. Now this one talks and the battery still works, so I hope you can hear it.
Annihilate, destroy. Daleks conquer and destroy. Resistance is useless. Daleks are the masters of all. Daleks will destroy all life.
Now if I press the button twice, it should hear the exterminating sound. Now, nitpick. That extermination sound is from Genesis of the Daleks. That is not the one from The Chase. So, a bit of a minus point. But otherwise, it's a nice Dalek. Next one I'm going to come on to is this chap with the flame. Now, this is the first time they came with slats, which they've had ever since. So it was the first time they did it. Again, up and down, guns and that. And this one has a flamethrower. And this, no, I'm sorry, I'm going to correct myself. This chappy here, I'm mistaken. So it's not from The Chase, although the design of the Dalek is, but the flamethrower Dalek, was in the first Doctor's Collector's set. No, Enemies of the First Doctor, sorry, I'll get it right. Now, I think that was 2012, and that came with this Dalek, a Roboman, and a 10th Planet Sideman. Now, the Robomen were humans converted in the Dalek invasion of Earth. So this was on the jungle, I think it's in Kemble in the Dalek Master Plan, where the Daleks just literally torched the whole jungle. Yes, they actually did use real flames in that. So this is a nice addition. A nice different Dalek. Right, this one. And of course, this is just a standard Chase Dalek or Dalek Master Plan. Both were the same in that story. And this came out in I can't remember. The story was 1965. Was the Chase, and Master Plan. I think that's also 65, or could be 66. Sorry, I can't remember top of my head on that one. Now the Tolkien one that came out. What year was the Tolkien one? 2012. That came out. That was another one part of the range. So that's nice. And this one, which was one of the last of the few they did, this one is a Supreme Dalek from the Chase and Dalek Master Plan. And this came out in 2013 as part of an exclusive set for the 50th anniversary year for Toys R Us, now departed. This came with a First Doctor figure, and it's a nice Dalek. It was one of my favourite 60s colour schemes. That is basically all the 60s Daleks character options have released. And they've done a great job, and these are just a nice addition to my collection, or any collection. Now, to get a hold of these, unfortunately, eBay is your only place, or Comic Cons. The Chase Guard Dalek is one of the rarest. Best thing is just keep searching and keep trying, but don't pay silly money for it. Whether they'll be released again, I have no idea with character what they might do. Most of the sets now, classic sets, come through B&M, so whether they do them again in the future, I have no idea. And one last one I'm going to show you. I kept it out because it's just a minor custom I did. Now I shall just see if I can find the chap. Hang on. Actually, forget the custom. I shall show it that in a minute, but I have forgotten one. How could I forget one? This one, the Black Dome one. This came with the second Dalek collector set. Now, the second Dalek collector set was it 2000? I go into it. I can't remember now. It was 1967, The Story of Evil of the Daleks. But the second collector's set was, 2009. And this was the Emperor's Guard Dalek. And that's that one. And the last one I want to show you, which is a custom, get my teeth in. You might think, what's the difference with that? It's still a movie Dalek. Not quite, because now I'll just show you the actual TV version. You might think it's just a movie Dalek or a TV version. It's a movie Dalek, and as you can see, the movie Daleks basically look like the normal Daleks with a bigger base on them. So you see this kind of the base of the Dalek there stuck on the bigger one. This one was just literally on a base. Now they also had in the movies big lights and claws for arms, as well as the normal plunger there. There's the plunger there, of course, but I've not worked out what to use for the dome lights yet. I have something in mind which I might be trying. Character can't release movie Daleks. They could release, I suppose, movie style Daleks. I think that is an intention of theirs at some point. It's because the BBC do not own the rights to the Daleks. That belongs to the estate of Terry Nation. And the movie Daleks, the copyright belongs to Studio Canal, which is owned by Warner Brothers. Anyway, there you go. That is this bunch of 60s Daleks. And soon I shall come on to the 70s Daleks. So I hope you liked it. Please comment if you like it, and share it and subscribe. Thank you very much. Take care and keep well and safe. Bye for now.